Hi there, friends. Hello, hello, hello. Um, this is the earliest I've made a video. I got out of bed early today. It's 2:39. That's 39 minutes after 2. I have a sleeping problem, always have. That's why I don't make the videos until real late at night. Well, I had to see how much hate mail I got from yesterday's video. And I only read 2 comments, and they were, could I say, blessed comments, and a thank you, and I did respond to the first 2. The only reason why I even hit the comment section was to see how much people hated the video. And this is the first video after it, so it won't be hard to view it if you haven't already viewed it. What I wanted to do is share with you a experience I found when I talked about my views, that there were so many new video players. That's not the name of it. Digital creators per day, probably per hour, and probably per minute. That I said that it may cause all creators, old and new, except for the very, very famous ones, to see a decrease of income because there's more readership possibilities out there. So if YouTube had only 20, I'll call it again, digital creators. I've got to write that down so I can remember it. If they just had 20 or 30, look how many views they get and subscriptions. Now, fast forward to now. I wrote this down. Did I get it right? YouTube. I was just listening to a YouTube, not any that responded to me, but one that popped up because what's popping up now are people that have videos of why people are quitting. And the only way I can explain why I have all these videos in front of me showing up saying how we can fix your videos, where to get thumbnails, how thumbnails, if you make thumbnails for all of your videos, you can see a huge upswing. And then I heard one person say he spent hours, like 4 hours on a video, and it didn't do any good. Another person said they spent the whole day and it didn't do much good, so they started changing thumbnails. Well, I want this to be fun. It's an expression because I'm a writer, not a digital creator. That's obvious. That's obvious. I'm not a creative when it comes to making a script and having a studio. I'm in my basement. I got to clean this thing up. Most of it's going to go to Goodwill. Okay, this hat. People ask me about the hats. Okay, I got a bunch of hats from for about $10 or $15. Here's two more from Amazon, because somebody saw a red hat behind me and they said, "Oh my gosh, why don't you wear hats?" Well, they said. Then other people said, "Don't wear hats." When I started wearing hats, because we like your hair. Now, how can two people think different? How can two people have different views? Well, we know everybody is different. Like I said in the video last night, I said, I have a 50% chance of being right and a 50% chance of being wrong. So don't hear and see what I am sharing as gospel. You're better off flipping a coin up, heads and tails, and you choose what's heads, and that's about the chance that what I said last night is true. YouTube posts, is having 360 hours per minute uploaded. How can that be? 360 hours per minute. At first I thought it was per day. I kept rewinding it, and no, per minute. Second thing the person said, there's 206, that's 206 new creative digital creators or YouTubers putting their site up, uploading it every minute. Now, why is that important? They weren't responding to me, but it showed up on my screen, the very first one. It backs what I was saying. When you got 206 new YouTube programs per minute, what's going to go on with people's income that's been on and just barely started getting monetized, as they call it, or paid for theirs? They say, I finally made my first 99 cents. And the next month they get zero. Because there's all these other programs that have better thumbnails now. And they want to check them out. They like the titles. Well, I understand. I'm just not. I'm not a creative person when it comes to those areas. I don't know. I wouldn't know how to do a thumbnail if you gave me $1 million. I'd try. I go to all these places that say they sell or rent thumbnails. Then I try to download them on a computer. I guess I don't know how to do that, so I don't. Let me try something else on. Hold on. How do I look now? How do I look now? Now, all these got $10 on Amazon, not each. The whole caboodle. Hey, that matches what I got on a little bit better. Okay. Now, there's 2 or 3 people that are subscribers with me. Well, there's more than that. There's 2 or 3 that I think watch every one I put on there. Now, let me tell you that I'm going to try my best to answer all the different messages I get. But for you 2 or 3 people that watch everything, there's Dan the Van Man, there's quite a few others. I made up the Van Man, but his name's Dan. I look forward to it. Sometimes there won't be any. Other times there's so many. I feel like I have to respond to everyone instead of hitting a heart or hitting a okay and heart. And then that's what takes the time. I get halfway through them, and it happens to be a video that actually hits 40 or 42 people. Okay, now, if you're going to engage with your audience there, that's if they're all watching, you're not going to be making YouTubes. You're not going to be eating or sleeping, because you're going to be spending all your time trying to thank them and to respond with some extra information that you want to share with them. And that's why I fall through on that in that hole. It's not that I don't read them and love them. Yeah, I love them. And I tell you what, and I don't understand this. I know YouTubers that I talk to sometimes, and they tell me the number and show me the number of people that don't like their stuff, that write negative stuff. Well, but yet they got all these subscribers and they got all these views. But the people are hating them. I don't get it. And I got 150 plus subscribers. I think I lost some when I announced I was closing down a month ago. I said I'm closing down because, got to have 1,000 to even look like you're worth looking at. How I got 500, I don't know. But anyhow, I thank you if you subscribed. I thank you if you subscribed. I don't know why you would find this entertaining, other than the first response I looked at today indicated that it was the maybe refreshing, spontaneous, heartfelt communication to you, that I'm talking to you just like you're sitting in this chair here, like we're having a coffee or a beer. So I've heard that more than once, by the way, through the messages. And I think, you mean I got a friend now? When I was a kid, I didn't have many friends. I can remember maybe 4 or 5 in grade school. How many friends did I have in high school? but two or three that I hung out with sometimes. How many dates did I have in high school? There's Nancy Wilson, Diane Hughes, two. Oh, what? You had two? Yeah, I didn't think I was good looking and I was shy. Somehow they didn't care that I was shy. They they they, they were after the other people wanted alpha males with a swagger, so moving around, people following them, talk loud, or football players, or basketball, any sports players, or class president. That's where the other 99 and 9/10 of the girls went to for dates. So what did I do for dates? I went to other schools. All the Catholics, we had a lot of Catholic girls' schools, and they welcomed boys from other schools to come and dance with their girls. So that's where I found my dates. Yeah, I went to college. I tried to break through my personality shyness, and I never shared this. I've never shared this before, but I actually did it. I'd see a girl sitting, reading a book, studying for a class, and I might go up to them. Honest to God, this is true. I'd say, I sit down beside her. She might be sitting on a just maybe sitting on the sidewalk or sitting by a tree. I say, guess what? My name's Jim, and every day I want to make a new friend, and you look very friendly. And if you like, I'd like to just talk with you, get to know you. Well, you girls that are listening never heard something like that before. I use weird ways of meeting people. Here's a girl kicking a Coke machine because she put the money in and the Coke didn't come down. I said, I know how you can get your Coke. Two ways. If one doesn't work, the second one will work. She says, how can I get my Coke? I put 75 cents in there. I said, kick it twice as hard. She looks at me. I said, I got a better idea. Option 2. I'm going to put another 75 cents in there. And you push Coke. All of a sudden, 2 Cokes come out. We sit down, we talk, and we start dating. How you like that for pickup lines? But the most effective way would be for me to go into a snack bar and see a girl sitting by herself eating, or 2 girls, and just simply say, could you use it in company? They said, sure, have a seat. Okay. Well, you learn how to do things different. Like that when you find out that the typical pickup lines, such as, hey baby, you want to go out with me? I'm on the football team. When you find out that stuff doesn't work, you start carving out your own what will work. Okay, as you get older, if you're watching this just to pick up a guy or a girl, you have a form letter that you make and you say, I am so and so, and I've noticed you being a very kind looking person. And I don't know if you're married, I don't know if you're engaged or have a partner, but if you're not, and would like to get together, this is my contact information. So you put your contact information there. Then at the bottom, I started adding this toward the end when I thought, because I said if I used to say if these things apply to you, you got a partner, just rip it up. But I changed it. I said if any of these relationships don't work out, please keep this letter in a safe place where nobody will see it. And when you find out that your boyfriend is abusive or going out on you, you can say, well, kick him out. I'm going to try this guy that handed me a letter. Now, the letter is sealed, so they don't read it while you're there. Tell them to read it when they get home. Okay, well, the reason I made this video is to see if anybody watches videos at this hour of the morning. Again, it is now 1 minute after 3 o'clock p.m. So I got my mornings and my nights mixed up. I just wanted to see what would happen if I made one earlier. As you can tell, this is totally spontaneous. I wasn't going to talk about dating. I wasn't going to talk about my failure as a YouTube digital creator, but that's what I was going to do. Maybe I should title this Several Ways to Meet Someone to Date. Let's try that for a headliner title. And I'll keep this hat on. I think it might go okay with this brown shirt. Okay. Take care. God bless you. Thanks for watching. And, okay, people want to know what to call me. Somebody called me Mr. Wortham the other day. This was in the hospital. I've had all sorts of tests. Because I'm getting older by the day. So, they all came back good, by the way. What I was going to say was, what was your name? Are you James Wortham when I check in? Are you James? Well, my mother called me James when I was in trouble. I'd rather go by a different name. The register person says, what name you want to go by? I said, there's several. Some people call me Jimbo. When I was in elementary school, they called me Jimmy. Then in high school, some people called me Jim Ed. And then I changed it to the real Jimmy of Madison. I'm in Madison, Indiana. I'm the real Jimmy of Madison. But I said, if you really want to give me a nice name, just put Slick Jimmy, or there was one other one, Slick Jimmy, or I'll think of it. I'll think of it here in a minute. Slick Jimmy from Slick Willie. You know what I'm talking about. I stole his first name. Slick Willie, Slick Jimmy, whatever you want to call me. Take care. But there's one other name, and I'll put it in another video, that I like best of all, and I forgot it. Daggone it. Have a good day. God bless you.